Good day, my friends. My name is Kendall Nation. I'm here with a very informational video today. This one I want to direct my attentions toward reckless driving. Now, as you know, if you don't know, I'm from the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I do quite a few informational videos in regards to issues going on in our particular communities. And so I can speak for your city when I speak about reckless driving. Here in Milwaukee, it's a big problem. You know, a lot of people owning cars now. Cars is just a hot item to have. Everybody wants to have a car. If you turn on every commercial, there's not a set of commercials that go past your screen when you're watching TV that they don't advertise some kind of car maker trying to entice you to buy a car. You know, having a car is big business. But let me tell you something. One thing that we're having a problem with here in Milwaukee, and I'm sure in the major cities that you're in watching this video right now, is drunk driving and reckless endangering driving in general. If you turn on your local news each day, you're going to see obviously violence in the cities that you live in, obviously Trump news, but another one you're going to run into is reckless driving, drunk driving, and stuff like that. Now let me just speak for you watching this video and for myself as well, that driving in our cities have been absolutely ridiculous, and that's for lack of a better word. I mean, I'm here in the city of Milwaukee. People, especially the young people, I don't want to necessarily just attack young people, but let's just keep it real. You know, a lot of people are behind the wheel of these 2-ton vehicles, and there's problems with drunk driving, which is just a big issue. Then you got people driving recklessly with no licenses. A lot of people on the roadways don't even have a valid driver's license. We have a big issue here in Milwaukee, and I probably can speak for your cities as well, with hit and runs, not staying on the scene, people dying from this stuff, and reckless driving. We've been having issues of kids joyriding in stolen cars, driving through red lights, weaving in and out of traffic, and crashing and causing other major accidents on the roadways. Here's 3 things that we need to think about when we're out here driving. And these are the basics. Number 1, put your seatbelt on. Very important. And you know what I mean? People, I look over in their cars or drive down the street and be at the red light with people, and nothing going across their shoulder, no seatbelts. People are just riding without no safety, no protection of a seatbelt. So that's number 1. Number 2, drive sober. Very important point. Drive sober. Okay, too many people out here on the roadways drunk or under the influence, and I don't just mean drinking. I'm talking about under the influence of drugs. You know, even in your car, smoking cigarettes can be a distraction. Make sure when you're on the roadways to not be impaired, because not only are you risking your life, but you're risking the lives of others around you. And number 3, stop texting and driving. You know how many times I look over to the right or to the left of me, depending on where I'm at in traffic, and I see people with their heads down. Light clearly green, you gotta kind of blow your horn sometimes because people got their heads buried into their phones. It has been a big problem, actually, in a lot of these major cities. If you look on some of these billboards or some of the reminders as you drive through traffic, they'll have stuff flash and says, no texting or driving. No texting while driving, rather. Pay attention to that. A lot of these accidents that's going on in our roadways is from people texting and without texting and not paying attention to the roadway. So that's number 3. Don't text and drive. Number 1, drive with a seatbelt. Put your seatbelt on. Alright, you're never too cool to be driving down the street, trying to lean back in the seat and try to look like you got it going on. Put your seatbelt on. It can be the difference between life or death. 2, don't drive under the influence of not only just alcohol, because that's the first thing we go to is all people driving drunk, which is a big problem. But 2, not only the influence of alcohol, but any drugs, illicit drug, and honestly, I go even as far as cigarette smoking. You know, don't be under the influence of anything while you're behind the wheel. Again, this can be the difference between life or death, not only for you, but motorists around you. And 3, a big problem, texting and driving. I know this is the phone era. Everybody just, phone crazy and text crazy and Facebook crazy and whatever else. You gotta talk to people, and while you're driving, you gotta be relaying messages. But put your phones down while you're behind the wheel. Again, this could mean life or death for you or motorists around you. And I'm going to add another point to it all. Another big one that I forgot to add as a point, but this is very important, is drive with sense. Okay? Again, a lot of young people on the roadways, weaving in and out of traffic, driving. I've seen people here in Milwaukee, and again, I'm sure in major cities throughout the country, people are literally running red lights. Like we're all sitting, I'm talking about big intersection red lights. I don't mean your corner store in the neighborhood red light. I'm talking, 4 to 5 lane roadways with adjacent lights, and people just deliberately running lights. This is very dangerous and can cause many accidents and many lives. So I advise you, if you're going to be behind the wheel, have your license, number 1. Don't just be out here driving with a suspended license or whatever the case is in that area. But be someone that drives with sense. And those are the 3 that I want to point out to you about reckless driving on the roads. I hope this video is very informational for you. And be safe out there on the roadways. And for us who's doing all this reckless driving out here, you know who you are. Enough is enough.